screw up a win that many times.
Yep. And the Packers did end up winning 25-22. In overtime, Mason Crosby did hit a 49-yard field goal after missing 3 straight to win the game for the green and gold. Not much more to say about that game, unless you got anything else.
No, just watched that, and I think it was one of 4 o'clock games. I was still watching Red Zone, so yeah, just very fun to watch.
It sure was. And then we move on to the Vikings and the Lions. Vikings win 19-17 on a 54-yard game-winning field goal from Greg Joseph. The Vikings had to literally come back against the Lions, which is pathetic.
Lions just cannot catch a break, man.
It's bad. It is bad. Next game, probably one of the biggest surprises. Not the biggest surprise, but one of the biggest surprises. Steelers beat the Broncos 27-19. Ben Roethlisberger looks decent. 253 yards, 2 touchdowns. Bridgewater with 288, 2 touches, 1 pick. Both quarterbacks looked solid in this game. Defenses didn't look too horrible either. A lot of field goals. But big surprise that the Steelers actually beat the Broncos. Anything you want to say about this game?
Juju Smith-Schuster out for the year. I think that's
an upgrade.
Bigger than a lot of people are going to think it is because he does all the dirty work as a receiver. He's the one that's, laying down heavy blocks for their screen game. He's the one doing a lot of the stuff that helps get Claypool and Deontay open. So I think that really is gonna hurt some offensive production. I'm hoping maybe it'll help Freiermuth get some more involvement as a dynasty owner of him. But
another Penn State guy
to their offense.
I throw that in every.
I'm watching the Rangers.
I throw that in. Throw that in every chance I get. Like I keep seeing things real quick posted about how the top 2 rookies right now in the NFC is Micah Parsons, and in the AFC is a few weeks ago was Jason Odafe Owa. And I went on to every ESPN social media platform and threw up a Penn State flag. Because they're both Penn State guys. So
yeah, there you go.
I'm reveling into Penn State success this season in the NFL.
Yeah, both have been fantastic. It's a nice feeling.
Speaking of Penn State success, Chris Godwin and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers thrashed the Dolphins 45-17. Dolphins.
Yeah, I don't think anyone was surprised by that. Especially, Dolphins didn't even have their starting quarterback. They hung in there a little bit more than I thought they would, but yeah, they just never stood a chance really. How many would argue that at all? It's a very difficult team to beat in the Buccaneers.
Yep, yeah, especially when they got the help of the refs. Chris Godwin pushed off. Anyways, it comes as a little bit of a surprise because I thought the Dolphins were supposed to have this great defense, but apparently not. Let's see, moving on. Saints and the Washington football team. Jameis Winston, 279 yards, 4 touchdowns, and an interception. Speaking of great defenses, Washington has not looked good on defense at all this year. Saints win 33-22.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with Washington. They had a super impressive defense last year, and then it didn't seem like they really lost anybody and seemed to have drafted decently. I don't know what changed, but they look pretty terrible on D. They
sure do. We're going to move on. In my opinion, the biggest upset of the week, the Philadelphia Eagles 21, Carolina Panthers 18. There's the Sam Darnold we all know and love. That's all I've got to say. Neither quarterback looked good at all. Jalen Hurts, 198 passing yards and interception. Sam Darnold, 177 passing yards, 1 touchdown, 3 interceptions. Yeah, did not look good. I think 2 interceptions from Trevon Diggs has Sam Darnold seeing ghosts again. Because it's not looking good at all for the Panthers or the Eagles right now. The Struggle Bowl is how I would dub this, because it was just all bad. Chuba Hubbard, 101 rushing yards, good for him. Other than that, nothing really of note.
If CMC's back, then I think they're feeling happier. I don't think Chuba is a CMC replacement. But I guess we'll see once CMC's back, if that's this week or next, if they're anything better than what they've been showing. Eagles, it was an ugly game. They came back very late. Eagles fan, have you seen this on social media? Getting dirty in a bathroom, apparently.
Nope.
No, there's an Eagles fan that they filmed 2 Eagles fans in a stall coming out, one man, one woman in the men's bathroom. Pretty funny. I actually happen to know the guy that got pulled out from high school, so close to home.
That's hilarious that you know him.
Yeah, it was on. It made it all over the place. It was on TMZ. It was on, all the sports type tabloids had it going on Sunday or Monday. So that was pretty wild. But yeah, that's all I have to say about that.
All right. Then we're going to move on. Titans 37, Jaguars 19. Both of these teams, I guess not both of these teams. Trevor Lawrence has lost 4 games in his entire career coming into the NFL, and in his first 5 games has lost 5. So, welcome to the league, kid. Outside of him, James Robinson continuing to show why Travis Etienne was stupid. A stupid pick for the Jaguars, because he's just fucking killing it. And he's so good. That's all I've got to say. Titans 37, Jags 19. You got anything to add?
Jaguars got a lot of problems, man. Urban Meyer has I think lost the locker room completely with and I'm not at all surprised, because I think I'd be laughing at him after meetings too.
I mean, he doesn't have any problems. Look at John Gruden.
I mean, that's a pretty low bar based on what's been said and everything. To lose the respect of your locker room. So yeah, I'm hoping, as a Trevor Lawrence owner in Dynasty as well, that Urban Meyer is out sooner than later, because I just don't think he has it for the NFL. And we all know he's going to USC or something in the next year or two, so let's make it sooner.
Yep. Anyways, let's move on. Patriots beat Texans 25-22. Gotta say, Davis Mills looks pretty good for a not good quarterback.
He did look solid, and that was a very entertaining game. A whole bunch of back and forth. But I knew that they scored, too early, and I was like, damn it, because I just could sense that the Patriots were going to come back and win that on a last-second field goal, and they did. So, but it was a fun game to watch.
Yep. Next, another big upset, kind of, maybe, I guess. Bears beat the Raiders 20-9. Do we get into the John Gruden stuff, or just everyone else has talked about it? Let's just move on because he's not worth our time. What do you want to do? You want to talk about it or not?
I mean, basically, I think everyone knows by now he said some bad shit and he got fired for it, or rather resigned, but most likely a forced resignation.
I don't even think it was the bad shit he said. I think it was the cheerleader topless photos that really got it.
Well, that as well, but I mean, he was on the receiving end. I don't know what he said about those, if he, emailed back on those. I haven't really looked into it much. I just saw that, okay, he's, homophobic, saying some really racist shit about a ESPN reporter and
DeMaurice Smith.
Some other stuff. And I was like, all right, peace.
Yep.
Disappointing because I liked watching his show on ESPN. I didn't think he was a very, amazing coach or anything, but I did like his quarterback analysis. And then to learn that he's, a really racist, old douche is disappointing. Homophobic
plus all this homophobic shit coming out like a month or 2 months. When is Pride Month? Is that June? Pride Month?
Yeah.
So then 4 months, 3.5, 4 months after Carl Nassib came out as gay, starting linebacker on his team,
Yeah, and he's calling them, he's dropping F-bombs on them, you're unbelievable.
Yeah.
And, the stuff with the cheerleaders, I hope that leads to the football team getting removed from your name twin, because he's, I'm sure everything in the Washington football team organization is probably worse down from an organizational standpoint as far as being pretty gross and misogynistic and stuff on that side of things. So hopefully this can lead to an ouster there because it's well overdue. And
well,
the league's got to clean itself up. This is a pretty terrible look for everybody involved.
Some people have been reporting that the 300 or 600, however many thousands of emails are being investigated, that literally every team's going to get hit with some kind of shit. So I'm curious to see what they've got on all the other teams as well. Hopefully it's not as bad as what's going on in the Washington football team organization. Because if so, that could be the end of the NFL for quite a while. If literally every team in the NFL has these same kind of things going on. And that's not even the biggest issue. I didn't mean, in case it came across that way, I didn't mean for it to sound like the NFL is the victim and not these women who are made to pose topless or these people who are being victimized. Yes, they are the real victims, not the NFL, not us fans. The ones who are being forced to do things against their will, the ones who are being forced to be uncomfortable in the locker room of their employer. They are the victims, and they are the ones suffering, not us.
Yeah.
Anyways, let's move on from those shitbags and go to the next game, Chargers-Browns. Jesus Christ, I thought both these teams had good defenses.
This was the most fun game. Oh my god, it was so high scoring. It was crazy. It was like if you had to set, it felt like a college game. It was like if you have to settle for a field goal, you're gonna lose.
For real.
And Justin Herbert doing Justin Herbert things. It looks amazing. And narrowly taking them to victory. Yeah, both teams have to evaluate their defense for sure.
Let's just go through these stats. Usually when you see like a leading rusher, leading scorer, or leading rusher, leading receiver, etc., there's usually like a guy who gets 100 yards or whatever. Baker Mayfield 305 yards, Justin Herbert 398, Nick Chubb 161. Austin Eckler with 3 total touchdowns. David Njoku 149 yards. Mike Williams 165. Where were the defenses? The